it's awesome. I come here every year. It gets better and better. I mean, what, 12,000 cars and a million gearheads crawling through here? It's awesome.
It's really about performance, it's about the culture of it, and really about families that enjoy doing that together.
Wow, so you married him for the car?
Yeah, pretty much.
Fully understandable.
Hey, I'm Chip Foose. I'm here in Louisville at the Street Rod Nationals. I'm in the MHT booth. We've got a bunch of new Foose wheels that we've unveiled. Have a few great prices on these, but also signing some autographs for all the fans of overhauling. Now, I was just asked what I really think of the Nationals this year, and you know, it's quite amazing. We don't get shows this size in California. There are over 10,000 cars out in the parking lot. I got to walk outside a few moments ago, and you know, I wish I could walk around and look at every car, but I'll never get that opportunity or the time to see all of the cars that are here. But to see the passion for the automobile and the love that people have on fixing up their cars, this is amazing. This is overhauling times a million. And I want to thank Discovery Channel for giving us the opportunity to film that show. We just wrapped up the last episode about 3 months ago. I'm looking at doing some other show. Don't know what it's going to be, but stay tuned. Hopefully you'll get to see something. When someone asks me what I think of the Street Rod Nationals, well, that's a difficult question because there are so many different things that you can do here. This is a family event. It's a guy's weekend. You can bring a date here because whatever you're passionate about with cars, you're going to find it here, whether you bring a car or just come and spectate and look for cars. But if you're building a car, the vendor stations inside, like where we're at right now, you can build a car. It'd be great to do a show where you just come into the building and buy parts from all these vendors, assemble a car and drive it home from here. That'd be amazing. Let's do that.
Well, it's another year here at the Street Rod Nationals with lots of food, family, and fun, and I tell you, the cars just keep getting better.
It's something that's inside of you. I don't play golf, I don't fish, but I do cars.
Say, if you're a car guy and you miss this, sorry, you need to be here.
You come out here, meet people, make friends. People out here come from all walks of life. There's no way to see everything, But as many years as I've been coming, I've seen a whole lot of it.
I'm here with Stacey, David. Stacey, how's your experience been so far here at the Street Rod Nationals?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, I come here every year. It gets better and better. I mean, what, 12,000 cars and a million gearheads crawling through here? It's awesome.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We saw the line of people who were wanting to meet you and signing autographs. Tell us, a little bit about how it went today with your fans.
Well, we were offering free pizza, so that's why the line was so long. No, it was great to finally get with them. We started this truck, gosh, almost 10 years ago, so they've been waiting a long time to see it. And so it was really cool. We didn't really tell anybody it was going to be here, so it's been kind of a surprise when people come around the corner and there it is, because it's pretty good size compared to what else is here. So
yeah,
it's been really fun.
It stands out. Tell us a little bit about this and the work that it took to go in building this.
Well, this is a World War II truck, and we built it to commemorate, our veterans. So you'll see, not only is it World War II, you got all the stuff from the Memphis Belle. That's actually the nose art from the Memphis Belle. I've got actual rivets from the Belle that are going to go inside of it. I pulled 7 stones off of Omaha Beach in Normandy that are going to go in the interior. And then, of course, on the back is a full memorial, so to say, of Arlington that shows every major battle that America has ever fought, from the Revolutionary War to the Civil War, to current, and anybody that's ever shed blood for freedom. So it's pretty important to us.
It's very important, and it's a beautiful way to honor our veterans. That's amazing. Thank you for doing that.
Well, it's been our pleasure,
Yeah, and I love the Memphis Belle touch. What brought that about? Why the Memphis Belle?
Well, I'm a big airplane nut, and when we started this, it was right down the road in Memphis. We're in Nashville. And they were restoring the Belle, and they said, come on down. And so originally I went down there. I actually got machine guns off the Memphis Belle at first. And through some government stuff, they moved the Belle to Dayton, Ohio. So they came and got those guns. So I have replicas on here now. But I was able to get, the door handles, those are off of a B-52 bomber that I was able to get from the Memphis Belle guys. And I actually got some of the rivets as they were restoring the airplane. They were pulling the old rivets off and documenting it. So they'll be incorporated into the interior. So it was really cool.
What a beautiful, touching way to, to add that part of history to it. And I did want to ask you also, just the Street Rod Nationals, your thoughts in general about this event and why you guys, come back year after year after year.
I really like the fact, I know it was controversial a few years ago when they opened it up after a 48, but it was such a good thing to do because the muscle car thing is so hot. And now you just see muscle cars whipping around here, and even later model vehicles. We're all car guys, so we all like stuff. And for example, I say, a true car guy, he'll look at a cement mixer, and then he'll look at a bulldozer, and then he'll look at a Harley, and then he'll look at a street rod. Yeah. It's all car stuff. And to limit that is kind of crazy because you lose your audience. Right. So I'm glad they've opened it up, and it's just cool.
That's awesome. And also we know Acme's here, as part of your sponsor. Tell us a little bit about them.
Well, they're big military guys and that kind of stuff. So we started talking about doing a replica of this a few years ago. And obviously this is not your typical vehicle, so you had to come up with a complete mold for it. Well, the molds are very expensive. So they're kicking around going, how many of these do you think we can sell? And I'm like, well, who knows? But I think I'd buy one.
Yeah, me too.
So anyway, they decided they hooked up with Greenlight, and they're doing the smaller replica to start with. And it's just been tremendous. It's going to be on the show this weekend of us talking about it. And of course, here at the show, they went through them like crazy. The first, I think the first order was 3,000. I think they're all gone.
Right.
So that's always a good thing.
That's a great thing.
Yeah. So, but they're great guys. We're already talking about doing the next one. I'm trying to talk them into doing one that's bigger.
Oh yeah.
It's got all the details and the doors that open and all that kind of stuff. So.
That'll be awesome. We can't wait to see the next one. You just bring it here next year, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can improve, make it bigger, better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The exhibit hall with the manufacturers that are here, it's unreal at the support that the vendors put forth into this deal. It doesn't matter what you're looking for your car, from weather stripping, engine parts, drivetrain, wheels, tires, it doesn't matter. It's here, the vendors are here, and they're here to talk to you face to face to help the customers out. It's the support this show gets from the vendors is amazing.
Stacey, how's your experience been so far here at the Street Rod Nationals?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, I come here every year. It gets better and better. I mean, 12,000 cars and a million gearheads crawling through here? It's awesome.
But if you're building a car, the vendor stations inside, like where we're at right now, you can build a car. It'd be great to do a show where you just come into the building and buy parts from all these vendors, assemble a car and drive it home from here. That'd be amazing. Let's do that.
Oh, we love to get in front of the customers. We love to get out and meet with the people.
Well, I'm here with Bernie and Renee, and I know, Bernie, you tell us a little bit about your history with the Street Rod Nationals. You went to the very first one?
Yes, I went to the very first one in Peoria. If I remember correctly, there was about 600 cars. At that particular time, I had a T-bucket, and I took my little 10-year-old brother then, Joe, It's been a part of my life all my life and a part of my fabric of my life. I have a 1932 Ford 3-Window Coupe, a pretty special car, but it is a part. We are walking today.
All right, so, and this is your first time to the Street Rod National.
Yes, so very first time. I'm really blown away by all of the different vehicles, the years, and the things that you see. And I've learned so much about cars that I didn't have a clue about. But yes, I'm excited to be here. And I'm glad this was my first car show.
Yeah. Well,
the big
Grand
one,
National,
right? The big one, yeah.
So being that this is your very first car show, what's your overall, the coolest thing you think about when you're here today?
The family atmosphere that you get. I see children, I see young people, and I just love that. It's a family event. It's a family sport. It's clean, fun.
She's right, it's passion. It's something that's inside of you. I don't play golf, I don't fish, but I do cars. And this event, the National Street Rod Association, is the best of the best. And being in Louisville, it's in the center of the United States, and we're in the South. Southern people have Southern hospitality.
Right.
You guys are the greatest.
All right, awesome. Well, it's great that you guys could come out this year and enjoy it.
We're having a blast. Right. Look forward to it again next year.
Right,
I'll be here.
Yep. We'll see you then. Okay, hanging out over here in the 29 and below, and I've got Skylar here who has not one, but two vehicles here in the 29 below. Skylar, tell us about this first beautiful truck. I like the distinct colors. You got your blue, you got your red. Tell us about this vehicle.
Oh, it's sky blue, let me just add. And 72, it's got a 454 in it. Nothing fancy under the hood, but it runs great. And it's a nice little truck. It's my daily driver.
What stands out about this? What makes this unique? If you were going to sell this car to somebody and you were trying to really make it sound amazing, what makes this vehicle so unique?
Well, other than the color, I'd probably say the 454 under the hood, so.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about it. Give us some specifics, your engine, your interior, everything.
It's got a 73 rim, 411 Positrack, which gets me off the line fast. The interior's been all redone. It's got a pretty solid body, straight lines, no rust for the most part.
Pretty awesome.
We're in the new products area here at Street Rod Nationals with Mike Crispin. Mike, tell me about the new products area.
Well, the new products was actually started in 1978 by Joe Mayall, our previous street scene editor. So Joe started it, and since 1978, there's been over 5,000 items entered in new products every year. This year we have over 130 items entered in new products, and it ranges from price category from $200 up to 32 Ford Woody behind me. So the cost is a little bit everything, and a person could literally come in this room and build a complete car. If a company enters a new product and it's in this room, it stands out, where you know yourself, if you go out into the exhibit hall and you have a new product, it could easily get bypassed simply because of the crowd that's out there. So they bring it in here, and it's guaranteed to be seen. And you can tell by the crowd that's in here, it's well received. We've had a lot of comments on one of them in the back corner, Giuliano's hot rod backup camera system that you can adapt to your car. ECI made a tube bender for the builders that want to bend steel and tubing for brake lines, fuel lines, whatever. That's been real popular. The 32 Ford Woody behind me has been real popular. You know, it's just been a little bit of everything. It ranges from price depending on what the person's looking for.
You know, I've been to the show before, and it's probably been about 10 years. And I didn't get a lot of chance to really enjoy it. Most of the time I come here and work. Today I'm going to take a break. It's pretty impressive, even just driving in off the freeway, just looking at the amount of hot rods, the enthusiasts, and just the passion that's here. It's pretty amazing. It reminds me a lot of SEMA, but pretty cool just because it's strictly hot rodders, and there's a lot of them. People don't realize that, you know, we've grown up around the sport of drag racing. I've done it for a lot of years. In fact, this is my first weekend and I'm not competing at an event. First in a professional career that spanned 19 years. And, you know, most people don't realize we're all hot rodders at heart. You know, we've kind of taken different paths, you know, similar to this Tommy Ivo car behind me. But, you know, there's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of crossover. It's really about performance. It's about the culture of it. And really about families that enjoy doing that together. And that's really what stuck out, is just seeing the cars that have the good parking spots that get here early, that set up shop, the ones that have awnings, but they're together. And just seeing the diversity of cars, it's really amazing. So there's some that visually have the appearance of what I do, something that looks like it goes down a quarter mile. And then you have your touring cars. You have your ones that you know, look like they belong on a road course. So you really get to see a little bit of everything, from something that was on the Munsters to, you know, a 68 Pro Touring Camaro. And I think that's the beauty of it. There's a little bit of something for everybody. A little bit of drag racing. There's a little bit of IndyCar flair and some NASCAR, and everybody puts their own twist on it. So it's a lot of enjoyment out here. You know, what I'm going to leave here with is just really some good memories. I've got a hot rod, and when I see a lot of cars like mine, and even some of the ones that aren't, I get some good ideas, and I think we all feed off of that. So I'll be back in my garage working on it tomorrow. And a lot of people don't realize we don't just race cars and sit in the office. We need a getaway, and our getaway, and the reason that I've been a professional racer for so many years, is I love cars. And I think everybody that you see around me has the same passion. So I'm out here this weekend with Flaming River, and a lot of people are surprised that they have a steering box and a lot of the components that are in our steering of this Nostalgia Funny car. So I love this stuff. I love chrome and wheels and LS engines, and I'm going to leave here with a good memory of it. I've got a 39. It's a 39 Ford. It's what's called a coast-to-coast car, and there's several of them out there. I've been working on it for 7 or 8 years now. It's got an LS7. It's about a 540 horsepower engine, and I'm going to finish it.
We're We're here in the exhibit hall with UPS, longtime sponsor of the NSRA. Here with Mike Stampor. Mike, you brought something a little unusual this year.
Yeah, it's 1915, 100 years old, VIM. It's made out of the Turan company out of Philadelphia. It's our number 2 package car. We keep it here locally. We brought this out today because there's a lot of folks that want to see our vintage stuff. That's just one part of this package car, but we also have pedal bikes and motorcycles.
And has this car stayed in the UPS family for those 100 years?
Yes. This is an original package car. It's made out of wood. Right, and we get 3 areas here. We have the package car. We haven't done this in 10 years. We brought it back this year because there's a lot of folks that want to see it that have been here throughout the years. But we always bring our hot rod, which we have out front, and then we have an area out in the back parking lot where we weigh cars. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've been with NSRA for 18 years. We provide, shipping for the folks that come out to these events. Quite of them travel in their hot rods and their limited space, so if they bought something big, we have a shipping counter that provide them the shipping to ship it back home.
We've seen lots of folks headed to the shipping counter.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
It's nice to have an opportunity to be face-to-face with your customers.
Well, the biggest story about that is a lot of folks come out because they either work for UPS or they know somebody, one of their kinfolk that work for UPS. Not to mention they always tell me about their package car drivers. They'll come out, buy a hat or shirt for them because they know their package drivers that come out to their houses on a personal basis.
So here we are with another car out here in the Pros Pick, an unbelievable, really traditional, awesome Model A. So tell us who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about your car.
Okay, my name is Paul Coughlin. I'm from West Virginia, as you can tell from my accent, right in the mountains of West Virginia. So this is a 1930 Model A. As you just said, it's real traditional. This is real old school. Pretty much every part on the car is from the 40s or 50s. It's running a 55 Buick 322 nailhead. A lot of speed parts from the 50s and 60s, 36 dash, 48 steering wheel, all the brakes are from the 40s. So there's a lot of street rods here. This is an old school hot rod.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that just jumped out at me as soon as I was walking up to the parking area out here. It's an awesome color. I love blues and stuff, and it just screams hot rod.
Well, I really appreciate it. The color itself, believe it or not, is 1940s again. It's a 1948 Ford Silvertone Gray. It's a real old school color.
Very cool. It calls it a gray, but to me it looks blue.
You know what? The funny thing is, if you remember the whole internet thing recently, is the dress blue or black and gold or white and whatever. People argue about this color. The sun comes out, it's blue. The sun goes away, it's green. Then it's gray. It's whatever you want it to be.
That doesn't sound like a West Virginian accent.
No, I'm from just slightly outside of West Virginia in England. So yeah, I'm like 3,000 miles out to the east. Yeah, I moved over here like 10 years ago.
Comp Cams is first super proud to be here at the Street Rod Nationals, guys. We've had a great time coming out here. A lot of good people. We've been on the scene since '76 when we started this deal. Comp's out here promoting product, trying to help these street rodders have that street rod sound that they've been looking for. Face-to-face time is really excellent. It's very important to us because there's so much you can get over the phone, but there's nothing like having a customer standing face-to-face to explain to you, this is what I want my car to be. The biggest questions we are getting here today is, what cam do I need to make my car sound cool? That's where our thumper line comes into play. That's a very popular deal here at the Street Rod Nationals. The thumper is the one that gives you that old school sound with late model technology, so you still got great drivability, but it sounds like it just rattles the windows when you fire it up. The Thumper Award is that, man, it's a really great deal. We got guys that go around and they're listening to cars and checking them out, and we're looking for something that's just wild and over the top, that has just that epitome of a hot rod sound, And like I say, really something that's really cool and just way over the top. That's what the Thumper Award's about. The biggest thing I'd like to say is just really a thank you to all the guys at the Street Rod Nationals. I mean, these guys are great. They're really a great group of people. They welcome us with open arms every year, and we're just really proud to be here and be a part of it. And if you're into cars, the Street Rod Nationals is the mecca of street rods and hot rods. It's the camaraderie, the amount of cars, and it's the variety. There is everything here from super high-end $100,000 cars to a $100 car, and everybody has fun with it. It's the granddaddy of them all for a reason. It's the greatest show there is to be at. The exhibit hall with the manufacturers that are here, it's just unreal at the support that the vendors put forth into this deal. It doesn't matter what you're looking for your car, from weather stripping, engine parts, drivetrain, wheels, tires, it doesn't matter. It's here, the vendors are here, and they're here to talk to you face to face to help the customers out. It's the support this show gets from the vendors is amazing.
We're out with the Okolona Street Rod Group with Leonard.
It's a 1937 Chevrolet Coupe, and it has a 350 crate motor in it with a 400 turbo transmission. Front subframe is Nova. The rear end is out of a 79 Nova, and everything's been gone through. I travel in it as much as I possibly can. It'll take all the bumps and bruises and everything. In '92, we came out to the Street Rod Nationals. And at that time, I had a 29 Roadster. And when I came up on a 37 Chevy, I told her, I said, one of these days before I leave this world, I said, I'm gonna have one. You come out here, you meet people, make friends. People out here come from all walks of life. You know, you got doctors, lawyers, plumbers, electricians, and everybody. But when they get out here to the Street Rod Nationals and they get around the cars, that's the only thing that's talked about. I come out here for the 4 days. There's no way to see everything. But as many years as I've been coming, I've seen a whole lot of it.
We're here out at the on the grounds with Robert. Robert, just caught our eye. That is a beautiful 55 Bel Air.
Thank you. It's 55 Chevy Bel Air, one I've had for years. Just a good little street car. Got a lot of work done to the chassis in it, and engine and drivetrain's pretty nice in it.
It's got some nice paint on it, I think.
Yeah, actually the paint on this car is from 1981.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You got a lot of miles on the paint then.
Got a lot of miles on the paint job.
It still looks great.
But it cleans up and makes a good looking car. Just a lot of nice cars here, a lot of good people, and it's a pleasure being under this tent right here where you got a little shade.
Borgeson started in 1914. We're 101 years old this year, and we make universal joints, shafting. We've grown into doing power steering boxes, pumps, hoses. We do manual steering boxes, anything and everything for steering. Street Rod Nationals is the biggest show in the world, the biggest street rod event. It's a great time to get up in front of all the people that are here. They're excited to be here. They're excited to learn about new products, and this is definitely the place to do that.
From a sales perspective, had good traffic this week?
We have had great traffic. People always are coming in. They have good questions. They're looking for tech support, and we're happy to be able to spend some face-to-face time with our customers. It is a family-owned business. My father and I own the company. He had purchased it in 1982, and we've had it since then, and we've been able to grow significantly. It was started by John Borgeson in 1914. He passed away in 1916, and there's never been a Borgeson with the company since. We do all of NSRA's events, and we travel around. We actually do 26 shows per year, so we spend a lot of time out in front of our customers, answering questions, doing tech support, handing out catalogs. We want to be the ones that, when they think of steering, they think of us.
Now, we appreciate your sponsorship of the NSRA. How's that work for you?
We have been doing it since NSRA started offering sponsorships, and we have been the official steering component ever since, and it's a great opportunity for us to get out in front of all of our customers.
And just about everybody that walks in this building is potential.
Every car has to steer.
Here we are with a rarity out here in the Pros Picks, a husband and wife, hot rod shop owners, and they got their own personal cars here this year with a builder car over here that they built. But we're going to talk about their personal cars. This is Jason and Tasha Graham from Jason Graham's Hot Rods. Everybody knows her just as Baby Cakes. But I just said your name. Tell us a little about your cars, where you're from, a little inspiration behind the builds, whatever you want to say.
We're from Portland, Tennessee. This is my 50 Merc.
And this is my Model A sedan. We're kind of a traditional hot rod. We've kind of got the best of both worlds. We got the custom and the hot rod.
So tell us a little bit about the Merc behind us. I know this thing gets a lot of miles on it. It's only like, I don't know if I've ever seen it on a trailer. Maybe it's probably been broke down, but you drive this a lot, don't you?
It's pretty much my everyday driver. If I'm not going to get parts in Nashville, I'm always in the Merc.
And this thing was freshened up and fresh color on last summer, probably. Is that right?
Right. It's been 4 different colors. It's been green, it's been yellow, and it's been burgundy, and now this. And it's completely finished now with full interior, side glass, everything.
I'm throwing a flag in the air because real hot rod builders, their own personal cars, are never finished because you're always too busy on customer cars. Are you lying to us?
Okay, it needs air conditioning.
It needs air conditioning. It sounds like your Christmas shopping might be done. You can go right into one of the vendors. So how many years have you had the Merc?
I've had it 5 years. He's had it 12 years.
Wow. So you married him for the car?
Yeah, pretty much.
Fully understandable. So tell us a little more about the Model A. I know this thing was fresh, debuted last year at the SEMA show, and one of our NSRA's vendor booths, Coker Tire, and you got a fresh build in the building right now. So tell us a little bit about your personal car here.
It was something I'd planned for approximately 3 years. Started it, and of course, building cars for customers, we never have time to work on our own stuff. So it got pushed to the garage, and back and forth to the shop a time or two, and then finally we got the deal with Coker Tire to have something in their booth, and so, well, there's my opportunity to finish my car. And we've had a lot of fun with it. We've showed it all year. It's got about 3,500 miles on it, and it's like I said, we've got the custom and the hot rod both, so we can pick our choice what we want to cruise in.
Kelly, tell us about American National.
Well, we've been around for a while. Our parent company's been in business since 1905, and we got into property and casualty around 72. We're based in Springfield, Missouri. Collector car insurance is one of our specialties, so we love coming out to the shows and talking to people about it.
So how great is it to get face-to-face with your customers out here?
Well, it's perfect for us because we don't do any national advertising as far as TV and things like that. So the shows is really the best place for us to be because it helps people know we're here and we exist. And it's our favorite, it's definitely my favorite part of my job is getting out here and being face-to-face with these guys and helping them make sure they're covered and they're safe on the road.
Good. Now, you guys are a sponsor of the NSRA.
We are.
Tell me a little bit about how that sponsorship works for you.
Yeah, it's perfect for us. We are in our 5th year right now, and we're about to renew for another 5 years, and we're really excited to continue our relationship with the NSRA.
Great. Now, I understand this is your first visit to the Nationals. Tell me about that from that perspective.
Definitely the biggest show I've been to so far. And I'm loving it. There's so many people, so much diversity in the cars and the people and everything. So I hope to be back next year and hopefully many years to come.
You had one sentence to say to somebody back at home about the Nationals. What would you tell them?
I would definitely say it's worth the trip. I mean, and don't trailer your car either. You gotta make the road trip, get on the road, and I love how far and wide people come. So yeah.
And make sure it's insured.
Yes,
properly.
And make sure it's properly insured, just in case anything happens.
Right.
Hopefully not.
Great.
Okay, Bob, so what kind of car do you have here this year?
I have a 1923 Ford Roadster.
Okay, and I'm hearing that this is your first year here at the Street Rod Nationals, but you have a long-standing history with street rods in general. Tell me a little bit about your story.
Well, in 1981, Regan and I, my good friend of mine, we took us 34 Ford to Pennsylvania. Then we drove to California. We did 4,000 miles in 2 weeks to the street rods. And I've always been a passion with these cars. And after 34 years, I finally got one.
You finally got one. And this is your first year here.
Yes, it is.
So it's kind of like a dream come true, right?
Yes, it is. In 2011, I lost my wife. And I told myself, I'm going to get me a T-bucket. I had one when her and I got married, and I never finished it. So I was like, I'm going to get me a T-bucket, and I'm going to build it and have a good time with it. There she is, and it's been a blast. I've had a blast this weekend. And I will be back next year, God willing.
Yeah, you will be, and I think that's awesome. I know your wife knew that you love cars, so this is an awesome way to memorialize her as well, right?
Exactly. I have a roof that goes on the car for when it's raining out, and then the back glass I have a ribbon made up. It's a sticker that goes on, like all the pink ones around. It says a memory of Robin Adney on it. So it's Robin's car more than mine.
That's awesome. Well, so what have you thought, experience-wise, your first time here at the Street Rod Nationals? What's the overall vibe you've got?
I love the cars, I love the people. Everybody's been awesome, and it's been a blast.
That's so cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Appreciate it.
It's a nice car. Yeah, we'll see you next year.
Sure will.
First time at the Street Rod Nationals, yes!
Well, at Walker Radiator, we make a all copper and brass radiator, which is the superior cooling in the whole industry. We have a 10-year warranty. They last long, they're dependable. We stand behind them. You can pick up the phone, give us a call, you have a problem, we take care of it, and it's just an all-around good radiator. Walker Radiator was started by my grandfather in 1932, and we have been doing it ever since.
And making a superior radiator.
Absolutely, superior. Copper is a far more superior heat transfer than anything else. Oh, we love to get in front of the customers. We do all the NSRA events. We love to get out and meet with the people. We talk to them one-on-one. That way when they call, they talk to us. They know who they're dealing with. It's not when you call the shop, you talk to a person, not a machine. And that's the way we do business. Oh, I think it's wonderful this year. It's a good turnout. We've done very well at this event. Everybody's happy. The weather, on the front end was a little off, but now it's great. Everybody's having a good time. Come to the Nationals. You'll love it. If you love cars, you'll love the Nationals.
No better place if you love cars.
No, absolutely not. Not that I know of. This is it.
A lot of friendly people and a lot of pretty cars to look at.
It's a family event. It's a family sport. It's clean, fun.
Whatever you're passionate about with cars, you're going to find it here, whether you bring a car or just come and spectate and look for cars.
I really love all the cars, but the 70s Camaro, it's a beautiful thing.
David, how old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
17 years old. Is this the first time you've been here with your vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what kind of vehicle do you have?
I have a 1975 GMC Stepside. It's special for me because it's my first car, and me and my grandfather did it. It's a 5.7 liter LT1 fuel injection with a 4L60E transmission, stock rear end with 373 gearing.
What got you interested into cars?
My grandfather did. He had 2 girls, and I'm his grandson, and luck of the draw, I was the one that liked cars.
So is this your first time here at the Street Rod Nationals?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is your very first time. You've never even been here, checked it out. What do you think so far?
It's fun. I like it a lot. As you can still see all the stuff. It's easy to see, and it's fun. It was fun driving all the way up here.
So where are you from?
Jacksonville, Alabama.
Jacksonville, Alabama. That is quite a way. So now that you've been here, what has been the most unique aspect of the Street Rod Nationals to you?
Just the amount of cars, just how many there are, and I still haven't seen all of them. I'm seeing cars every day that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, you'll be here for days looking at all the cars, right?
Right.
Because we always have people who come in from all over the world. Now, where are you guys from?
Brazil.
Brazil! Oh my gosh, is this your first time here?
Yes.
Your first time?
Yes.
Your first time?
Yes.
This is all your first time here. You're from Brazil. Oh my gosh, so what brought you here? Obviously the cars, but it's got to be something more. It has to be a passion. What made you come all the way to America for the Street Rod Nationals?
My dad's passion.
Dad's passion.
Surely that's passion. Hot rodders. I love street cars, antique cars, hot rods. The best car show in the world.
I really love all the cars, but the 70s Camaro, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, thank you guys for being here. We hope you guys will come back next year.
Well, we've been in business for over 50 years. We're out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. We carry our tires for those antique and classic vintage cars. We have them for anything from a Model T or a Model A all the way up to your street rods and hot rods, and even on up into some early 80s like Ferraris and things. So we have a wide variety of tires. We actually own the molds. We don't do the manufacturing in Chattanooga. We have them at different facilities. Most of them are USA built. We also carry wheels for your vintage cars as well. It's always a good show. It's one we always look forward to. We're early in and late out. First one's in with the trailer, and then one of the last ones out. So it is nice to get to know your customers as well. So you can kind of put a face with the voice. Everybody that works there needs to go out to see the other side. We do put a lot of work into it, but we also have a lot of fun.
There is always lots of excitement on Saturday afternoon because a lucky winner gets to drive home in a new street rod.
All right, I am here with the winner, the ultimate winner of the 1932 Ford Coupe giveaway. How excited are you, Don?
It's like a dream. I'm stunned. I still don't know what to say. It's one of the kind of deals that you say, well, I'll never get killed. I'll never get my number called, and it went 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, and that was it.
How many years have you been coming to the Street Rod Nationals?
Ever since they've been here, I've been a car guy ever since I was old enough to drive.
That's awesome. You've been here every year, and this is your year, right?
Yeah, well, usually I don't stay for the ticket. I usually go on home.
And this year you stayed?
Yeah, I stayed this year.
That's awesome. So what kind of car did you have here today?
I have 53 pickup truck.
Well, that is awesome. Well, we're glad that somebody who's been coming here year after year after year has finally won this car. I know you were so excited. You're going to really enjoy it once you get to look at it.
I know it.
All right, thank you, Don. Go ahead and take a look. Let's see it.
I'll take it.
All right, congratulations. All right, so I'm here with Brian. Brian works here with Lokar. Tell us a little bit about Lokar, what you guys do, the products you have. Just give us all the good stuff.
Sure. We're a small manufacturer in Knoxville, Tennessee. We manufacture everything that we do manufacture is USA made, comes with a lifetime warranty. We've been one of the few official products for the NSRA for a long time, and I think we're one of the few companies that have been on every giveaway car the NSRA has used at the Street Rod Nationals since they've done that. We're real proud of those facts, and we make shifters, throttle cables, emergency brake cables, dash panels, all kinds of different things that you can use to help you build the car. We're the guys that help you get from A to B.
You got everything.
We've got a lot. We've got it pretty well covered, yes.
And so how long have you guys been involved here at the Street Rod Nationals?
I believe the first time Skip and Debbie came out to the Street Rod Nationals was in 1990, and they've been going ever since. And one of the reasons they came out from Walnut, California, and loved the area, and ended up, they had literally talked about moving to Louisville, Kentucky, and ended up in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
But if it wasn't for the Street Rod Nationals, we would probably still be on the West Coast.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So the Street Rod Nationals brought you all the way out here. Tell me, what is it that keeps bringing you guys back?
This is our group. This is our group of people that we need to see. We need to see what trends are going on, make sure our customers are happy, have some time for customer service, make sure everyone's well. And it's just, for us, it's the biggest event for what we do.
And on a personal level, what does the Street Rod Nationals mean to you?
I went to the Street Rod Nationals from the time probably I was about 8 years old with my parents, and it's an honor to get to work for a company like this and get to go and be at this type of thing. But it's, for me, as you get more involved in the industry and you get to meet more friends and see people, we have a great time, and we just love seeing everybody and like I said, talking to the customers and going through the product.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brian.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, my name's Rod McCoy, and I co-own this car with a fellow named Russ Phillips, which had been in the NSRA member since 1973, I believe. And anyway, sadly, he passed away April 30th of this year. And the car is a 1932 Chevy Roadster, rumble seat Roadster, all steel car. It had never been to a national event, and I decided we'll go ahead and bring it to a national event, national show. So he was like a dad to me, so we figured, and it's his birthday today. So we thought it'd be kind of a good idea to get it out.
I'm sure he's smiling down on you because I know I got goosebumps right now just listening to the story. You know, and that's what hot rods are. They're part of the family, and your relationship and your bonding with your friends and somebody that is your dad or like your dad, your best friend or whatever, and that's the cool part about hot rodding.
He was truly my best friend. He was like a dad, more than a dad to me.
The group tries to focus to do is customer response. At every show we go to and all our tech calls, anything that we see as a need, we actually run data on. And then every year we take all that data and we see what do the customers need the most. Because you'd start something, throw it away, start something and throw it away. And then we got different aspects of the team to come in, from design, manufacturing, sales, myself, and then of course Tom Gale, who's been helping us all along. It was full team effort that came to this, and then that's how we work our new product development. It's word of mouth, and that always excites, but with the NSRA and what they're doing with the new products, I mean, that gives another area for you to debut your parts. People are going in there to see it, and it works. I mean, it's a system that works. NSRA is working hard at it, and it works. Yeah. All those facets come together, just makes it easier so that we can have fun in our hot rods.
Tell me about your car. It's a 69 Camaro. I've had it since it was my high school daily driver. Bought it when I was 15, and between myself and my dad, we fixed it up, and I've had a lot of fun with it. Had it for 15 years now, and it's a great car. Indirectly, over the past 15 years, I've touched nearly every nut and bolt on the car. It started out as a 350 turbo motor, 350 turbo transmission. I put a 69 Corvette 350 horse motor in it, M21 Muncie behind it. I painted the car the day I got my driver's license. Just kind of made it my own. So over time, we've done nearly everything to the car, and it's been a ball. Come out. It's a great time. It's a great group of guys. It's a lot of cars to see, a lot of fun to be had. I love it. I'm glad it's here, glad it's back, and I was pleased to see they opened up to the other years when they did. And for a car person, whether it's a 60s 69 Camaro or a 32 Ford, love them all.
We're here in the Circle of Winners. We're with Paul and Christy, West Virginia, and one of the Circle of Winners winners in the pros picks. So tell me about your car.
It's a 1930 Model A. It's a real traditional hot rod. So a lot of the cars here are, should we say, more of the street rod type of vehicle. This would definitely be more of a hot rod. This would be a vehicle as it would have been built back in the 60s. So pretty much everything on the car is from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. We've got a 50s engine. Even the color is from 1948. Brakes are from like 46 through 48. So everything's real old school.
Now, what color is that?
Okay, so it's a 1948 through 52 color. It's Ford Silvertone Gray. So, like I say, real traditional color. And it's an unusual color. You won't see too many hot rods this color.
No, you don't. Now, what was your inspiration to go more old school on this?
I've always liked the old school hot rods. I grew up in England. You may not be able to tell from my thick West Virginia drawl.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You've got one heck of a West Virginia accent.
But yeah, I saw some hot rods back in England growing up that were real traditional. I wanted to keep it traditional, but we wanted to go for kind of a slightly more refined traditional hot rod. So there are some aspects of the car that are just a little bit more refined. But yeah, it's real traditional, and it gets driven a lot. We drove this down to Austin, Texas back in April. It's a 3,000-mile journey round trip, and we're driving it down to Louisiana in like 8 weeks. Christy pretty much cleaned everything that you can see here this morning. Apart from having a lot of the design input, she keeps the thing looking as spick and span as you see it.
You know, it's great to have a team that both loves cars and understands the sport,
sure,
and the passion for it.
We were really here to try and support a couple of companies that are involved in putting the car together, Hilton Hot Rods and Ross Racing Engines. They've actually got booths here at the stand, and they've got a pretty decent presence here. And so we like to bring the car along to the shows where they have a booth to actually support them, because we believe that they do an amazing job.
Well, they certainly did an amazing job on
We're
your
real
car.
happy, very happy.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good job
very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're here with Mike Crawford. Mike, you won the Thumper Award this year. Tell me about your Thumper Award winner.
Well, it is a 1935 Ford pickup truck with a 331 Hemi, 6 Stromberg carburetors, a very large camshaft in it. Obviously, the guy from Comp Cams caught me out in the parking lot yesterday riding around when we was cruising and liked the way it sounded, and we were just out there hanging out yesterday evening, and they come by, and I actually heard my name over the intercom system and thought I was in trouble for parking in the wrong place yesterday. So I'm running to try to find out who called my name, and they told me that I had received this award. So, and I consider that a great thing.
Well,
so,
congratulations.
Well, thank you so much.
Now, what qualifies your truck for the Thumper?
The camshaft, the amount of lift, duration and stuff that's on the camshaft. So it's got a large hit. It's pretty loud. It's kind of in the rat rod, even though this is not a rat rod thing, but modern rat rod, I guess it would be. So they just like the sound of it.
Got a good sound.
It's got a great sound.
We'll have to hear it later.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, tell me about your trip here to the Nationals.
First time ever. I've never had a car old enough to get into Nationals, so I've never came to Louisville for this. And then now they've opened it up to the muscle car stuff, which I've always been into. Now I've got an old car old enough to be in the Nationals like it used to be. So it's been a great time, great trip, first time ever. Love it. This was a debut for it, so it's been fun.
A heck of a debut.
It's been great. Absolutely. Absolutely.
What would, as a first-time visitor, and if you had 2 sentences to say about the Nationals, what are you going to tell your friends?
You got to go. You have to go. This is awesome. Absolutely.
Fantastic. We're here at the Circle of Winners with Kevin and Darnell.
Yes.
A couple of winners from Texas.
That's correct.
Now tell me a little bit about your Hudson.
Okay, this is a 1935 Hudson Terraplane that my son and I took us 6.5 years to build this car. When I bought the car in 1989, he wasn't even born. The car had 45,000 original miles on it when I bought it. And I basically got it running and drove it in its original condition for about a year. And it just wasn't a very comfortable car to drive. So I started working on it, and my wife and I started building a house. So you know what she said, you can't work on the car, you got to build a house.
But you know, I've heard the saying you can live in your car, but you can't drive your house.
There you go. So anyway, fast forward 2003, he's about 5 or 6 years old, and I pulled the car out and we redid everything on it. It's on a chassis all powder coated. It's got tubular stainless A-frames, 4-link suspension, 500 horsepower fuel injected engine. It's two-tone leather. Yeah, it's got CD, DVD, GPS navigation, electric windows, air conditioning, so it's a whole nine. But the best part about it was I got to do this project with my son, and he and I have been coming here to the Street Rod Nationals now for about 12 years together, and wouldn't trade it for the world.
Fantastic. Now, Darnell, what was your favorite part? You got to stop talking so much now. What was your favorite part of working on this with your dad?
Just the experience as a whole. I just learned so much from it in those 6.5 years. I mean, it was a long, drawn-out process, but at the end of the day, it was worth it.
We're at the Circle of Winners with Mike Moore, one of the Mopar Country winners. Mike, tell us about your car. That's a good looking.
It's a 1934 Plymouth Coupe. I've had the car since 08. I inherited the car. We started on it in 08, restoring it. We finished it in 2011 and been enjoying it ever since.
Well, it's good looking. Now, you said people laugh when you tell them what color that is.
Yes, the top part of it, if you know what a 9N Ford tractor is, it's 9N Ford tractor and 8N Ford tractor colors, which is actually a Ford fleet color.
Okay. That is unusual.
It is unusual. We collect antique tractors too, so.
So you knew about the color and the paint on the tractors and thought, why not apply it to your car?
Yeah, and John Deere green wouldn't look good on it.
No, it wouldn't. Well, my dad might like it, but
I collect them too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
All right. So, tell me a little bit more about your car.
We started on it in 08, and we took it off the frame, redone the frame, had Brent at Fat Man Fabricating to build our suspension all for us. We finished the frame. The body on the car was excellent shape. It's all steel body, all original steel except the running boards and fenders. Has a ZZ4 350 engine with 700R automatic, all leather interior. It's got all the bells and whistles, air conditioning, tilt, cruise.
So it's comfortable.
It's comfortable. It's a good driver, and me and my wife enjoy driving it.
All right, Mike, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.